2020 tonight. She called 911 for help.
What's wrong?
A day later, she was found dead. Did the operator do the right thing? What could happen when you call 911 for help? 2020 tonight. The bombing in Kosovo has begun. Stay with ABC News. Tonight, a Nightline exclusive. U.S. Envoy Richard Holbrooke. And wake up to the latest tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
United States forces, acting with our NATO allies, have commenced airstrikes against Serbian military targets in the former Yugoslavia.
President Clinton tells the world the promised bombing against Serbia has begun.
Heard something that sounded kind of like an earthquake.
But first, a train derails near Shelbyville, unleashing a load of military explosives. Good evening. Some residents were asked to leave the area after the train dumped 8 cars full of explosives.
It happened in the Haley community in Bedford.
On 2020 Friday, it's a scandal that's rocking the world of college basketball. This woman says she wrote papers and took tests for players so that they could play the game. Hugh Downs, Barbara Walters, 2020 Friday.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
The airplane performed magnificently. By all indications that we can get, the bombs went exactly where they wanted.
Before going into battle, many of the bombers used in Operation Allied Force were tested right here in Middle Tennessee. Good evening, everyone. We'll have that story for you in a moment, but first, we want to update you on the situation in Kosovo.
Operation Allied Force enters its second day with NATO launching more airstrikes against Yugoslavia. Take a look at some of the damage left behind so far. More than 100 missiles were launched from ships in the Adriatic. At least 70 warplanes.
On 2020 tonight, a simple cure for chronic back pain? Impossible. Or maybe not. This doctor says he has a cure and it can work for you.
It gave me my life back.
A surprising cure that could end back pain forever. 2020 tonight.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
He's another Saddam. He is born to kill people.
Nashville's Albanian community speaks out against Yugoslavia and for U.S. ground troops.
Good evening, everyone. We'll have that story in just a moment. But first, a major development tonight in the crash investigation of country star George Jones.
News 2's Kate Merrill has been following the developments. She joined us now live from the Williamson County Courthouse. Kate?
The Williamson County District Attorney is just now...
Overall news excellent. If you watch one series this century, this should be it.
This century. Tomorrow.
Now, News 2. First, fast, accurate.
These airstrikes have one purpose alone, and that is to stop the genocidal violence.
Phase 2 of Operation Allied Force begins in Yugoslavia. Good evening, I'm Tammy Arender. A 5th night of airstrikes for NATO's allied forces is underway in Yugoslavia. Tonight, the airstrikes have expanded to targeting Serbian ground troops. ABC's Lucrezia Quinn has the latest from Aviano, Italy.
Tomorrow, baseball season is just around the corner, but some teams are already out of the game. How money affects who steps up to the plate. On World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
It came quite a shock to me because I've been involved in 911 since 1991 and knew that it was against state law.
An emergency center is clogged with calls for a company that uses the numbers 911. Good evening. Murray County Emergency Dispatch is faced with a problem. The center is flooded with calls for an alarm company that uses its name. And as News 2's Kate Merrill shows us, confused callers are clogging up the lines.
Tonight, a 2020 exclusive, the Houston octuplets and their extraordinary story. A near impossible birth, a mother's unflappable will, a father who didn't know. Diane Sawyer with an amazing story of life. 2020 tonight.
Tomorrow, it's one of the worst refugee crises since World War II. Albanians are fleeing. Everyone is watching. What will America and the world do to help? Watch World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
A 3-year mystery is partially solved. Bones found in Clarksville are identified as those of missing college student Diana Nix. Good evening. Doctors finished the official autopsy today. The bones found in Clarksville on Monday are a match with the Austin Peay senior.
News 2's Christy Lowe has been following this story since day one and has more tonight from the Satellite Center. Christy?
The family of Diana Nix is relieved to know that she's finally been found, but the question, who killed her and why, still remains. Diana's skeleton was discovered on the bank